Dang. 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 Welcome to Renovating an Abandoned Mansion. My name is Matt. This is our semi-abandoned mansion. It's getting less abandoned every day. Been a few changes. Let me walk you around. First up, you can see we're doing something to this porch. This is the original porch right there. We connected it over here, and then after connecting it, we decided we wanted this thing to come out further, so we have more area up here. We can have table, chairs, barbecue, whatever we want up here. So we are filling this in. We got all of this base fill dirt in here, bagging it all the way up, and have rebar running, and we are going to forms down the side so that we can come pour concrete right here to extend that porch and make it much nicer. You can actually see exactly where it's gonna be at that line. Look how good it looks. The sunrise makes everything look so much more epic. Look at that, it's so good. But this episode is not really about concrete. We're doing something much bigger. When we started this build, when we first acquired this property, the house was finished on the outside. It had stone, this is one of them, and stucco all over it. It had been done 20 years prior. We had to take all of the stone and stucco down because it was not sealed in anymore. People had come and broken all the windows out, and it had just rained in here and rotted for probably like 15 years after that. So we took it all down, and then it was just boards. It was just studs. And then we started fixing all the rotten studs, and we put up this green board, this sheathing. And you guys have stared at this sheathing in every episode for like 10 episodes in a row. The house has just looked like not a lot's got done. A lot has got done. There's just so much, like so many details. All of these rafter tails, all of the taping of all the seams, the plumbing, the windows, like so much stuff has happened. But even though so much stuff has happened, the house has overall remained very green. I'd like to change that today. This house is going to have some stone, like before. It's gonna have some stucco, like before, but we're also going to add siding to it, which it did not have before. This is a pile of siding. So it's actually hardy plank. It's not actual wood. Hardy plank will last a lot longer. We went back and forth about if we should do wood or not. Mayor wanted to do exposed wood, but then we'd have to like oil it every like year or two, and I was like, no, I don't want, we're not gonna do that. We went with this. We decided to go with hardy plank because you paint it and then you're done. And we've already got a little bit up. That whole wall there, a little test wall, we went ahead and hardy planked it all so it has all the big boards on there, and then we come back and put trim boards over it to give it a really cool look. And then you paint it. You can actually go back and look at the rendering, the computer generated rendering in the last video, and you'll be able to see exactly where we have rock and where we have stucco and where we have hardy plank, because that is all matched in that video. Got that Link Active shirt on now, just because it's long sleeve and it's thin. Keep that sun off me. We need to go up. You can kind of see it when it's in focus. You can see all those little dots. That's where we've actually sealed all the nail holes, and up there, they're not sealed yet. We have a lot more prep to do, which we're gonna work across, try to get all the high stuff. All the low stuff is pretty much done because it's easy to get to. The high stuff is harder. So we're gonna work on all that, get it all sealed, because you need it to be sealed so that when you put the board up, any water that might get behind the board, any moisture, anything like that, won't go into the house. It'll stay on the outside of the sheathing. The sheathing is waterproof, except where you put nail holes in it. So you have to seal that. But it's not very exciting. So I'll be back in a minute once all of that is done, which is gonna take me several hours. Goodbye, nice clean Matt. Can't wait to see sweaty Matt. I'm gonna take a break to show you that. They're running all the wire in the house right now. The electricians are here, and they have these cool little spools that just hang. They're all homemade, obviously. And when they pull it to run those wires through the wall, it just spins. I thought that was neat. All right, back to work. I'll see you in a minute. And now, as you can see, all done. All the nail holes are patched. All the seams are taped. All that stuff up high takes forever to do just because it's so high above the ground. But now we can start doing siding because it's all sealed. But before we get started on that, I want to say thanks to today's sponsor, Raycon. Raycon has actually sponsored the Abandoned Mansion from day one pretty much, which has been super helpful. They have innovative earbud designs at prices that do not break the bank. Inspired by underdogs with big dreams, Raycon aims to empower go-getters around the world by creating the next wave in wireless audio technology. And that unboxing was completely fake because I've had these things for several months. I just wanted it to look cool for video. I listen to music on these things mostly. It's pretty much a mix of Post Malone and Willie Nelson. I don't know, I feel like they should collab. I actually only listen with Raycon earbuds because they're awesome. They have a great fit, a great sound. And this is their latest model, the Everyday E25. 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. And Raycon has a 45-day free return policy, so you make sure that they are the wireless earbuds for you. Go to buyraycon.com/offtherange for 15% off your order. Melissa Etheridge, Mike Tyson, and Snoop Dogg all love the Raycon earbuds. They start at about half the price as other premium audio brands, but they sound just as amazing as those top wireless earbud brands. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this episode of The Abandoned Mansion. Now I have to work. Okay, now we're going up higher, and I'm driving the big Skyjack lift because I'm a good operator at this thing, very careful and know what I'm doing for the most part. And he is a much better carpenter. So he is on the lift. We made a little bucket up there that's safe and holding him up there so it's nice and safe and no one's going to fall. And I'm operating it very slowly, and we are going to start doing the higher parts, the really hard to get to stuff now. It's gonna really make this house look crazy when we start getting all this green covered up. It starts to look like a real house. This is wild, man, it's wild. Hey, it's the next day. I didn't wrap up here because I had to run to do a meeting yesterday, but look at this. For some reason, once we got the siding on it, it made it look way bigger. Like the wall seems giant now. I don't know if it's because it's a lighter color or if it's because just the siding makes it look more done. I'm not sure. But dang, look at this house just coming together, man. So good. So we actually ran out of siding. We still need to do that side and around the other side, the other corner of this wall as well. That one is done. And then I'm out of breath. Then we have to go do one more thing on the other end of the house. But this is looking so good, so exciting. And then we'll come put those things over all these cracks. So it's gonna have lines, make it look all finished and beautiful. We also got the forms all finished up here, the rebar all put down here. So this thing is almost ready to be poured. It needs more supports going down so that when you pour concrete in, it doesn't go and break your wall and pour concrete all over the ground. Very expensive, very annoying from what I've heard. Never happened to me because I've heard horror stories and it sounds terrible. So you put way more supports than this to make sure that the weight of all that concrete doesn't crush all of your work and you have to start over. But also now with a giant pile of concrete you have to remove. One other thing that has happened since you saw last is we have been boxing in all of these garage door frames. As you can see, with that nice, beautiful, big old thick piece of wood, it's just starting to look more and more finished. Like, oh, look at this thing. So we're also gonna put some little shed roofs over that. Actually, I don't remember if that one does have, I know this one is going to have a little bitty roof coming off there just for aesthetics. This garage door is gonna have a little bitty roof just so it matches that, because those other three all have little roofs over them. That one looks kind of goofy, so put a little roof there. Now I don't remember if there's a roof over those or not. I have to look at the plans. I'm not sure. I showed you guys this thing when he was running the wire through the house, and they have run a ton of wire through this house. Sorry, it's so dark. The quality gets really bad on this when it gets really dark. So I'm sorry, but as you can see, these are all new wires strung all through this house. He has done a ton. We're upstairs now. I think the upstairs is all done. God, look at this. Look at this. Would you just look at it? Wires everywhere, everywhere. Obviously, still need to wire up all the outlets, all the switches, but so far just running cables, and he has done it all in the upstairs. But the rest of the house, I mean, I bet he's about 50% done actually running wire. So still a lot to do there. This end of the house has no wires in it yet, but getting there. Speaking of wires and electricity, the Demo Ranch HQ has solar panels on the roof. They're made by Mission Solar, and that's how we get our electricity in the Demo Ranch HQ. Yesterday, I didn't wrap up here because I left early so that I could go tour the Mission Solar factory. It's actually close by. It's in San Antonio. And so I went down there and checked it out. And it's awesome, especially for me as like a factory owner, to see like a way bigger and way more advanced factory. They have all these robots and automation that help with this thing, and like their staff is fairly low. They have staff right there making sure all the machines are working correctly, but like I think we have as many people at our small factory as they have at their giant factory because they have robots doing it. It was wild to see and really cool to see the process of how they actually build each solar panel, going through all the steps. There also in there was one solar panel that was hung up on the wall with a hole in it about this big. That's the one they shot with a tank. Just for fun. It was just for their video, and it was awesome to see that thing with a hole in it. So anyway, I took some videos while I was there. I'll let you guys check that out. The reason I went to Mission Solar was because, of course, I'm considering putting it on this house. This house has a lot of roof, which is what you need for solar panels, and it is on the top of a mountain with no trees around it. So it gets unobstructed sun all day long, which is what you want for solar as well. So it's pretty much the ideal setup. Now we're considering it because it's a bigger house. It's going to take away more solar panels, going to be more expensive up front, but then theoretically it'll generate more solar energy and save you more money down the road. So I like it. I want to make it happen. So we were checking that out. I know a lot of you guys want to make that happen too. I know I've seen all the comments that say, are you doing solar on the house? Are you doing solar? We're going to try. We're investigating, looking into it. I would like to make it happen. But as you can see, a lot is happening here. A lot is changing. We will be pouring that soon. We'll be finishing the siding soon. And I'll show it all to you in the next Abandoned Mansion episode. As always, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This house would not be possible without you guys being here, checking out the videos, liking the videos. I appreciate you. You're awesome, Demolition. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Abandoned Mansion. I love you, and I'll see you next time.